Well, this was unexpected. In fact, here we go. This is the house. This is the house party house. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. Mr. Bezos and his cruise here, look. That's lovely, look. This street's nice. And another one. We are supposed to be ending today in a place called Warburg. And that's why I don't talk about politics. Ever. 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 Forget to bye-bye then. Well, this was unexpected. Hello, what is it, boy? Hello. Jesus. And on that note, welcome to another Swedish episode. Where am I today then? Well, a place called Heaven Home. Not Heaven Home, that was an absolute lie. Angel Home, tomato, tomato. Oh, beautiful, oh, beautiful. That is not an exaggeration either. So far, I haven't found one armpit of Sweden. By armpit, I mean a dive. No one wants to be in an armpit, do they? I've just walked past and I can only assume they're council houses. I don't really want to be one of them to record houses, but I'm not joking. You'd pay £300,000 for them. Council houses. This place is a community, like a community. I said the other day, it reminds me of like the 80s. Not that I was around in the 80s. Well, I was, 88 to be fair. But I was a baby. You don't really know what the hell's going on, do you? It's like the 90s, 80s, 90s, and from what I've seen, the 70s as well. Everyone's out. Everyone's partying. Not rowdy either. Yeah, there was music blasting till like 1 a.m. At a house party, I walked past and they're all dressed in white. They obviously had a white themed party thing. Everyone loving it. Then some guy walked past, completely different social gathering, I can only assume, because he was dressed in sequins. And I was like, is that Boy George? And then another one walked past. I was like, all these gatherings of people, friends, relatives and whatnot. I see it time and time again over here, overseas. It doesn't happen so much in the UK, does it? And I'm not digging at the UK, I'm just comparing the two of them. Reason being, I'm trying to persuade you to get out of here, aren't I? Travel, because I honestly believe it's the way forward with mental stability, with your heart stability. And it's as simple as that, really. Community wise, this is beautiful to watch, like beautiful to see, witness, and from someone who isn't used to that kind of thing, seeing it, growing up in a moody UK, and it is true, and I can say it. Why? Because I'm from the UK, that's why, and it is very moody. And people who say no it isn't, come on now. In fact, here we go, this is the house. This is the house party house. Look how clean they've done it. Like, in the UK, there'd still be like 8 bottles of cider left on the grass, wouldn't there? It's just a completely different world, and it is beautiful. I look, like, honestly, I know I've said it 100 times, but I really do. Look at these guys. That's what they do. Look at how old is he? I don't want to be rude, but I'm going to guesstimate he's late 70s. 80s maybe. On a bike. My nan hasn't been to the shops in 35 years and she's only 40. More social gatherings, everyone's out, and I know people just walking a dog. There's picnics going on over there, and I understand people do that. It's not often. My sister does that all the time actually. My sister's really good at getting out and about with the kids, but it's not so much everyone, is it? It's not everyone. Very rare. I love it. Oh, good. I reckon, like, and this is like a personal thing of mine. If I was, not that I ever would, but if ever, on an off billion quazillion chance, I had any say in any sort of powerful signature paperwork, school. I do 3 days of school a week. And 2 on top of that, and this will be a personal choice, up to them, Forest school, learn how to forage, learn how to build shelter, make fire, things like that. 3 days basic stuff. So I'm talking primary school here. Maths, a little bit of science, a little bit of history or whatever. English, sorry, not history, English. Just so they can talk and add up. That's what I'd do. After that, I'd make a forest school. And I know a girl actually whose daughter goes to forest school, and she's like, she absolutely loves it. My nephew, in fact, has randomly joined a nun school. He's like he's a coiled little spring. He's only like 4, but he's a coiled spring. Them nuns are gonna absolutely control, alt, delete his attitude, and I can't wait. But that forest school, they've introduced a forest school thing as well. And I bloody love that. That's what I would do. Yeah, personal choice. If you want to go and do the forest school, this is like in the world of if I've got a powerful signature. Not that I'm ever going to try and do that, but you know, we're just thinking out loud here. 3 days a week, you have to do. The other 2, up to you, baby. I love that. How bizarre is that? Just in that's what I mean. Just in a bloody fence in the middle of the woods. And this is another example, keeping my noise down. Obviously there's deer right there. He hasn't seen them for some reason. But getting children, so I'll quickly show. There's like, in the middle of the woods, there's just stuff to do. And this isn't rare. This is different world territory. And in my opinion, better world territory. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. This is one of 5 little obstacle course things around, completely free of charge, by the way, in the middle of these woods. This must be the rubbish one. The rubbish one. Imagine this is a child. You'd be like, oi, oi. Absolutely loving life. I'll try and get a quick snippet of the other bit there before we head back and move on with the rest of our lives. But yeah, example after example. Genuinely. No wonder they're so healthy. No wonder when they say hello, they mean it. When they smile, they mean it. I love it. I really do. Little train tracks, little things like, what is that? And then look at these little badgers here. I beg your pardon. Look how lovely this is. A pet cemetery in the middle of the same woods. Cat over here, dog over here. And it just goes on. How lovely is that? Compare that to me, I've got 12 dogs in the back garden. I'm running out of space. But how lovely is that? Either they've got a real big weight problem out here, or they just love to go over the top with public walking bridge footpaths. Comparing those woods, right, I'm on about the children's side of things here, to where I grew up and stuff like that in the Midlands, if you was wondering. Anyway, we used to go to this place called, we used to go swimming in a place called Chelmsley Wood. Have you heard of that? If you haven't, have a quick search on what I'm talking about here whilst I show you this bloody boat. Go on, my son. The highlight of my childhood was we called it a bogey on a stick, also known as a poo on a stick. Long story short, it was a massive, the girth of the pole must have been like 3 meters circumference around. And on top was a turd. We obviously found it hilarious in primary school on the way to swimming. But that was the highlight of my childhood. Each week we got to see the turd. Imagine that's a highlight. Mr. Bezos on his cruise here, look. And that bloody Mustang, that's charming as well. So it's one of theirs, one of the Mustangs. That's not millionaire territory, that boat. I don't know how much, how big the footage is or whatnot, it doesn't matter either. But I'm telling you now, that is not millionaire territory, that boat. That is millionaire territory. These are millionaire territory. Smaller ones, you need a few hundreds of G's to manage the bloody thing. It's the corals and stuff, whatever sticks to the bottom, they get stuck on crabs and turtles all the time. Oh my god, I can't. Barnacle, is it barnacles? That's what you need to maintain on a boat all the time. To manage that thing, you're not skint. And on top of all of that, there's a Swiss flag on the back. We get it, mate. We get it. We get it because you've pulled up in a 900-foot super yacht. We get it. Stop rubbing it in that you are more loaded than Loadington. That being said, welcome to Helmstads. You love this place, don't you? We're heading towards a little castle. That's what we're doing now. We just had to pay for parking. There is free parking around here, but it's about 4 light years away from this castle. And because I had to upload videos all morning, we're behind schedule. So let's go and have a little look at what we get up to here then, shall we? That's a beaut. That's the castle. I'm all for cultural differences. I love it. That's what I thrive off. But that is not a castle. That's an state home, isn't it? Where Lord Farquaad and well, even Lord Farquaad's got the castle side, right? He's compensating for something. Where's the bloody the gaps to pop out your little arrows? Where's everything? Alright. That's lovely, look, this street's nice. But that was not a castle. We might leave that to Eastern Europe or England, actually. I will say that though, they do know how to build a church. They do know how to build a church. But the dictionary or thesaurus or whatever it's called, Thesaurus Rex, where it says castle, they've mixed the words up. Isn't that lovely? I would like to go in one. And today is Sunday, to be fair. If you are new here, I'm always like at least a week in advance. And by the time you see this, it could be Sunday, but it's not the Sunday I'm recording. Oh, here we go. It's a lovely little charming square. So I would like to go in there because everyone seems to be religious in Europe. From what I've seen, they certainly respect it, which I love as well. Not just because of the religious thing, it's the just respect for others. If someone believes their left hand is right, who are we to judge? Like, who am I to judge? More importantly, he's like, you know, you judge all you like. Oh, it's nothing to do with me. Still, it's the respect they give one another. I remember when I was going through Spain, France, and Portugal. It was like every little town, and I mean every little town as well. Even if it had like 3 houses, there was a church as well. I love that. Am I religious? Am I not religious? That's got nothing to do with you. However, I will say I respect it. You know, if people stick to the words of I'm having fun. This is a cool little town, very picturesque, as you can see. Look, very picturesque. But it's to be expected in Sweden. It's to be expected everywhere I go, really. That's I don't do this on purpose. I don't find these gems on purpose. I just can't find not a gem. And again, get yourself a ticket and get yourself over here. And you're like, oh Kieran, you're showing us really old people stuff. Who wants to go and see a museum? It's just an example of the extent they go to. I mean, what is that thing there? What is that? It's ridiculous, isn't it? But it's something else that makes this place magical. And I don't use that word loosely either. It really is. Apart from that seagull who's just dropped his bloody hoop all over that canal or river. Apart from that, it's magical. Church. I've just seen another one somewhere. I can't remember where it bloody is. Oh no, that's like castle. Castle. Don't go back there, Kieran. You're going to wind yourself up, son. All right, I'll wind myself up. That is not a castle. It is not a castle. I want to go get a little cheeky burger. what I was saying was, it's not just for the elderly, it's not just an old person's thing. It is really beautiful. Look at all, there's two teenage girls there. There's bloody, I've seen a youth, how old is he, about 10, 11, last night, about 10 o'clock, fly past on his bike, blasting tunes on the front of his bike. He had a speaker. It is for everyone, this place. If it's good enough for them and they're smiling, you better believe it's good enough for you if you're not. Even if you are, it's for you, really. And another one. Brucey said, welcome to Falkenberg. How I would spell Falcon, it's incorrect. There's a K in there somewhere. We're at a lovely, charming beach again, look. But once again, even though there's no one on here, well, there's a couple down there, it specifically says 15th of September dogs. So Brucey's basically crying his eyes out at the moment. So we're just sat on the ledge. Look, we haven't even stepped foot on there. Like I said the other day, when I'm abroad, I stick strictly to the rules. Strictly to the rules. I just don't. I never want to be known as one of them annoying tourists or annoying, foreigners. And I am a foreigner here. And if you're from the UK and you came here, so would you be. So I have to keep hold of the dog. Hence the little lunge there. I was trying to grab his lead. Heartbreaking, isn't it? Charming beach. This is what this place is famous for. Falcon something. Forgot already. It's just a shame we can't go on it. So I'm going to have to go back now and find somewhere else to go and video. Heartbreaking. I'm going to find a park as well. What is that? What is that? What is that? Hello, but we found a little patch. Look, again, not on the actual beach. The beach is his favourite place in the world. I'm heartbroken for him. But we have found a little patch, so we're going to stay here for 5:10 before we walk back the 2 miles back to the van where the stone bridge is. You know, the one we walked past to get here. You know you would live there. 100%. We are supposed to be ending today in a place called Warburg because the dog is Terry Packstation's Alfbatst. I.e. he's falling asleep every time we sit down. I thought I'd just show you instead. So I'm going to pull some faces whilst I put up some bloody photos from Google and I in regards to Warburg. So you can decide whether or not it's worth visiting. You ready? You know you're ready. Hang on a minute, I've just realised I don't know how to do that. So it's probably best we'll just go and visit it tomorrow instead, whilst I rest the dog. And on the way back, we stumbled into this beauty. Now I can't stress enough how much my Uncle Nigel would love that window job. He loves windows, and they are massive as well, rather than look at my ugly bead head. So look at this. Oh! Obviously just tried to get a photo there, but having none of it. I think I might need to take him back. We are only about 2 minutes from the bridge and about 8 minutes as well as the 2 minutes away from the van, so it's not too bad. I do want to see this bridge. It says the 2 things this place is famous for. Famous. I mean, that's what's highlighted on the internet. The reality is all of it is stunning. I mean, look at this bloody thing here. I'll keep it on me so you know I'm not making it up. Look at this. See it? See it? See it? You know you can bloody see it. Stop playing games with me. I mean, look at it. In the middle of, well, obviously it's here because of the church. It's something to do with that, isn't it? But this isn't like a one-off. This isn't rare. This is everywhere here. I was talking to my mum earlier on actually for my managed to get through phone call. Sorry Kieran, my phone was upstairs on charge. Every time, your battery must be massive, absolutely massive. Joking, but yeah, we're speaking to her. She went to Stratford yesterday. Long story short, one of the grandkids' birthdays basically, and she was saying how lovely it was. Everyone was chilling on the grass, no problems and whatnot. And I said, Mother, I don't mean to 11 you, But the whole of Sweden is like that, and that's probably the best way to describe it. You know, like your Bath spas and your Stratford upon Avons and stuff like this. That's the best way to explain it. That is what Sweden is like, all of it. I mean, again, I've got you on the camera again, so you know I'm not lying. It's just a seating area. It's just a bloody seating area. I don't know what that is, but oh my God, I love it. Looks like, you know what? That looks like that bloody bogey thing I was on about earlier on in Challenge the Word. That's what was at the top of the stick. The dreadlock thing. That's what was at the top of the stick in Challenge the Word. The big turd on top of the thing. Like I said 4 times. Here you have it. This is the second thing this place is famous for. Falkenberg with a K. This stone bridge here. Might not be your cup of tea, but it's someone's. The reason it's famous, it was probably built in like 1801 or something, which makes that unbelievable. The other thing was the beach I was showing you earlier on. It was the Strand, they called it the Strand. But it's called the Strand everywhere. I thought the Strand was just a Plymouth thing. It turns out it's what people call a mini little beach or something. I don't even know what they call it, to be fair. But yeah, that's the other thing this place is famous for. I'll try not to, but Grand Hotel Falkenberg. Here we go. Here's how you spell it. There you go, with a K, look. To be honest, I might be miles off. That might not be Falcon or Falcon. And the difference between that spelling and the other spelling, it could be miles off. I'm not 100% how to spell long words like Falcon. Confuses me. There's some guy in the middle of the river as well. What are you do? Go home. You see where the water goes smooth there, and it's all fast flowing here. Pike, or brown trout. That's where they live. That's where they're thriving, says my bloody brother every single time he sees a river. Oh, I'm so glad. I am so glad I'm never going to see him again. Well, I'll say again. 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. I don't know which is worse. And there you have it. Back at the van. This place, well, not there you have it. You haven't seen this place yet, have you? But I've parked just over there. I'll show you that just before I go, actually. Completely free yet again. Shock. They seem to cater for van people out here. Seem to cater for people who want to spread their wings a little bit amidst the chains of societal bloody... Don't even let me start. I heard something that wound me up the other day, actually. Someone in America, they've got governors, haven't they? Each state is run by a governor. Now each state is the size of a country. We know that, don't we? Especially Texas, holy Molesbergs. So each governor is essentially, to me, a prime minister, basically, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Anyway, one of the throbbers the other day, I seen a video, I don't know if he said it the other day, it was like, he's going to make camping and hiking and exploring illegal. Illegal! Mate, honestly, can only push them too far. There's more of them than there are you. Always remember that, Governor bloody Killjoy. It's true though, isn't it? It is true. Who on earth? I mean, like, I know I'm abroad and I know I'm playing by these guys' rules for now. But like the thing with the beach, for example, and I don't go out my way to break the rules. Like, at all, I don't. I'm genuinely a good citizen. I do, you know, but I am legal. A legal Stiegel, actually. Not in Scandinavia, though. Hence why we're only here for a day. No, I'm joking. But I don't break the rules. But some of them purely do not make sense to me. Like the dogs on the beach kind of thing. Why aren't they allowed on the beach? And then Governor bloody Throbberlot, we'll call him. Who on earth is that to be able to say, no, you can't do that? Bore off. And it's as simple as that, really. Bore off, because genuinely the people will only get pushed so far before there's a co-op. And that's why I don't talk about politics. This is the van, and on that note, that concludes today's episode. Oh, I'm gonna go sort out Sleeping Beauty for the moment. All that's left for you to do, whilst I get settled down and put on my comfortable socks, is to take care, and don't you ever forget to bye-bye then.